Hi there, this is Quilted Photo Deluxe 2.0 overview video number 3, and in this video I'm going to talk about the quilted landscape technique as well as the valuations tab. But before I started, I wanted to show you about a way to perfect your pattern when something just seems to be a little bit funny. It's really not a problem at all, and I've built in a feature to fix it. And what I want to point your attention to is this black spot, and that shouldn't be black. So how you get rid of that is go right over here to select palette, and you'll see this is number 1. Number 1 should be the lightest, and all you do is select it, regenerate pattern, and like magic it will just get rid of that ugly black spot and fix it just like that. So keep that in mind. The select palette is very useful in cases like that in particular, or it could be just something, a color you don't like or whatever. So now let's move on. The quilted landscape technique, and to use that feature you would click this use this feature box, and you can see if I go back to the contour technique, because that was the last video I just did, it's deselected this box when I selected this one. So this landscape technique can be used for things other than landscapes, but let me choose a landscape so that I can show you. Hold on just a second. So I've selected this desert landscape, and I have selected use this feature. I've also decided to use realistic color because for something like a landscape it has very particular colors, and that makes it very easy to make it look just like your picture. Also, for this landscape technique, it does work with all kind of images. I like it for lots of different things, but for landscapes it is really good. I'm going to give it a little bit more photo detail, but for this one you can also add a few more fabrics that you add if you like. I like 23, that is just fine for me for this project. So I'm going to do process image as always, because nothing happens until you click that button. So you might take a few minutes, so be patient. Good things come to those who wait, and let's see what happens. Yes, I got a lot more detail, and I love it. That gives me an impressionistic, very free-form kind of image of that. I like it with trees a whole lot, and what it's actually doing is using all of these paper piecing like squares. It gives numbers and letters because the numbers tell you what fabric from the pattern to use, and then from the palette to use, and then the A, B, C, D shows you what direction to sew down those pieces. However, if you wanted to use the Fabric Now collection, you can certainly do that, and you never have to do a paper piecing at all if you do not like paper piecing, but you still get an amazing paper piecing detail and beautiful quilt. But what I want to show you before I go to, no, I'm not going to show that yet. I'm going to go to the print window and show you the different ways to print that. Alright, so if you click fill the pattern cell, it will fill with these realistic colors. So if I print preview, you're going to see in just a moment that all of those cells are already filled in with the realistic color, and you can print that just as it is. And another good thing, since you're printing on the fabric, if you click conserve paper, it will fill up the whole sheet, and that might mean that half of one of these blocks might be on the edge. So if you want to have all the blocks end, or the page ends or stop, then let me just show you what I mean. I'm confusing myself. So if I click conserve paper, let me see. So you see how big that was, that job. I went up 1/4 inch and it used twice as many pages. So I put conserve paper, each sheet is filled all the way to the edge. There's not much paper left around, and it makes it so you don't waste not one printable fabric sheet. Now let's see what happens when I go back and I uncheck this. Let's see. Let me try back again. 6. Gonna try that print preview once more. And I have much bigger margins, and that's because it is ending where the edge of those blocks. So if you want to make sure, and it makes more sense when you're using one of these fabric collections and you're printing in fabric, it will end at the edge of the block and make a much cleaner, much more realistic look, like you pieced all those pieces together, if you choose not to conserve paper. Sometimes it'll use more sheets, but give a look here. Look at the size of the unit, look at the number of the sheets, take a look at the print preview with this checked and without checks, and then make your choices. But if you don't want to print right on the fabric sheets, then you would click one of these. So if you click number 6, it will take a lot of sheets. However, it'll print out the blocks for your paper piecing. And it's taking just a moment because it is putting 6 blocks per page so that you can make a real paper pieced quilted photo that is just incredible. So just a moment. See, there you go. These are the paper piecing blocks. I have the A in number 2, and I would put that fabric piece down first because it says A, and the fabric that I would lay there would be fabric number 2. So these are the blocks all laid out in order. You can see each page there. If you click print, it'll print them all out, and you could create this in whatever fabrics you like. And another amazing thing is the valuations. I'm going to click use this feature because I want to show you how it works. And an amazing thing that Quilted Photo Deluxe does is it works together. The tabs work together. So this applies to the contour technique or just using a normal pixel shape. You would select load fabrics. I'm navigating to my fabrics folder. Double click it and then click Control A. It will select them all and then click import. And you see they've imported right into this valuation folder. One of the first things you want to do is sort by value. Sort by value, just click the button there and it puts them in order from light to dark, so you don't have to worry about it. But one of the most amazing things is that you can process the image and it will fill in the image so that you can see what your finished quilt will look like. And another amazing feature is that you can take a picture of what your finished quilt is going to look like, and that will be just an amazing thing if you're working for clients and you want to show them what you plan to do, the image as well as the fabric you're going to use all together, and you can give them a preview before you even get started. It's just a few clicks of a button. So there's a preview of what it would look like in the fabrics you've already chosen, and your fabric is sorted by valuations. That's built right in. You can print this fabric collection on a piece of paper, and then you'll also be able to remember how to put your fabric in order from light to dark. To save that process photo with your fabric in it. For example, for a client or even for yourself, just go to this file menu and click export to JPEG and save it wherever you like it. Call it whatever name you want, and you'll be able to look at your finished product before you even get started. Thanks for watching.